It was him, yet it wasn't. He realized that he had to be the one to pass through the threshold. He had to be the one to take responsibility.
Ugh.
Kathy?
Who else? Do you know many blue-haired comatose girls?
Thank God. Are you okay?
Just peachy. How long was I out?
4 days.
Fuck. What about...
Mildred's okay. Don't worry.
That's a relief. The bike, then?
It was pretty beat up, but Dad fixed it. It's standing out in the parking lot.
But he hates me. Why'd he do that?
I'd be the first to admit that you're not his favorite person, but he happens to love this gal. And I'll tell you, she pouted real bad at him.
You didn't have to do that, E.
You're right. I didn't. But I wanted to. Sometimes people care. Everything doesn't always have to be some cynical tit for tat.
I guess not.
So, I heard about Lucas.
Don't remind me. He wanted to be a team and I turned him down. If I'd had his back that night, maybe he'd still be alive.
Or you'd both be dead. You know better than to blame yourself like this, Kathy.
Maybe so, but it doesn't matter. It's over. I'm finished. This medical bill will be the final nail in my coffin.
What's up with the defeatist attitude, Detective? That's not how we usually solve a case, is it?
You don't really want to help, E. You're just feeling guilty because I got myself hurt.
No, that has nothing to do with it. The Soothsayer killed Lucas. He was my friend too. Are we really gonna let this monster get away with what they did to him?
What's this? Dusting off the good old eye for an eye, are you, E?
No! This is about doing the right thing. The Soothsayer has to be stopped. Despite our faults, we've always made a great team. And it's time for us to step up. For Lucas. What do you say?
Well, I say we better get some heavy painkillers or we won't get far. I feel like I've been through a grinder.
That's the spirit. Hey, doctor! We've got a girl here in need of some heavy drugs. Stat.
That's the last thing I thought I'd ever hear come out of your mouth.
I'll go grab some lunch while you guys talk, okay?
Sure. See you in a bitty. All right. Lay it on me, Doc. How bad is it?
You've suffered 2 rib fractures and some cuts and bruises, but your most serious condition is what's called a subdural hematoma, a buildup of blood on the surface of the brain.
Oh, fuck. That sounds serious.
It is. Most cases are treated with cranial surgery to drain the blood and alleviate the pressure. However, your hematoma is relatively small, and its location makes surgery a greater risk, so we chose a more conservative approach, managing it with medication and closely monitoring the results.
All right. How has the condition progressed?
We performed an MRI yesterday, and the good news is that the hematoma has shrunk in size. We believe it will heal on its own, but I would advise that you remain here under observation for at least 2 weeks.
That won't fly, Doc. Money is an issue. Can I check myself out and continue the treatment on my own?
Technically, yes. We can prescribe some corticosteroid pills to help manage the symptoms. I wouldn't recommend this course of action, though. You'd have to sign an AMA form.
Against medical advice, yeah. I'm aware of how that works. What risks should I know about?
Well, physical exertion and additional head trauma may exacerbate the injury, resulting in severe headaches, confusion, and loss of consciousness. If you're unlucky, it may even be fatal.
Well, damn. Guess I better take it easy. What about this neck brace thing?
Oh, that's just standard procedure in cases like this. Those x-rays came back clean, so you can safely remove it.
All right, good. Let's get that form then, Doc.
Very well. Oh, and before I forget, there was a young police officer here looking for you. He said he knew you?
Sounds like Josh. Thanks for the heads up. All right, all dolled up and ready to go. Time to get out of this joint. Geez, I'm popular. If I knew I'd get this many visitors, I'd have crashed my bike months ago.
Greetings. It looks like you are feeling better.
Hi. Do I know you?
You don't recognize me. We met at the library a while back.
Oh, right, the librarian guy. No offense, buddy, but, what are you doing in what will soon cease to be my hospital room?
I apologize for barging in. I should properly introduce myself. I am Tom Ward, but you may know me as T.
Oh, you're the guy. You left me all those notes.
Yes. For reasons I cannot explain, I felt that a subtle approach was safer for both of us. However, given what happened to you and your late friend, the stakes are getting too high, so I'd like to propose an alliance.
An alliance? Why? Who are you? Have you been stalking me?
Who I am is not an easy question to answer, but I'll say this. Much like yourself, I have a score to settle with the Soothsayer.
That's so? What kind of score?
An immeasurable one. Everything was taken from me. My life was destroyed. I was enslaved.
Enslaved? Were you tied up in a creepy serial killer dungeon, or what?
Not quite. There is a malevolence hiding behind the Soothsayer. This evil found me at my lowest point, forcing me into bondage.
Are you saying that the Soothsayer is doing the bidding of someone else?
Yes. I also believe that the conjunction tomorrow will be instrumental to their plans.
Huh? What plans? What conjunction?
As for their plans, I don't know for sure, but I'm certain that the murders serve a specific purpose. The conjunction I speak of is when Saturn and Venus meet in the sky. It's the first such occurrence in over 80 years. Some believe that this event is charged with, esoteric potency.
Uh-huh. I think I've heard enough.
You don't believe me. I feared as much. Very well. I will pursue the Soothsayer on my own. Perhaps our paths will cross again.
Yeah, you do that. See you, buddy. There was something really off about that guy.
Hey, what'd I miss? Who was that man?
No one, just some creepy weirdo.
Huh?
Don't worry about it. I'm ready to head out. Let's go.
Okie dokie.
So, yeah, that about sums it up.
Wow. What a wild case. What will you do next?
The Chief Ranger should be back now, so I think I'll go talk to him about Cooper.
Yeah. It must be dangerous to confront Cooper himself, though, if he is who you think he is.
Yes. Before I go anywhere near him, I should retrieve Lucas's gun. I wasn't kept under police surveillance at the hospital, so the cops couldn't have found it yet. It must still be somewhere around the crash site.
Then there's Longhorn PI, right? Maybe Lucas left some things behind?
Assuming the cops haven't ransacked the place, yes. But good idea. I should check there sooner rather than later.
How can I help with all of this then?
Well, there's this cell phone that I found in Faith Cyrene's apartment. Passcode protected. Maybe you could do something with that?
You bet. I'll have that cracked in no time.
Great. Guess we have a plan then. Meet up here tonight?
Okie dokie.
I should listen to my messages before I leave.
Hey, it's me, Josh. I heard you woke up and left. I just wanted to let you know that, things don't look good for you with Mr. Longhorn. He had a lot of friends here, and everyone's looking for a scapegoat. I've been trying to keep the guys off your back, but there's only so much I can do. So, yeah, I think it's in your best interest to come to the station voluntarily. It's only a matter of time until there's a warrant with your name on it. Oh, and I'm sorry about what happened before. I was in a bad place. Let's talk and clear the air when we can, okay? Bye.
That doesn't sound good.
Nope. We'll have to crank up the pace. No time to get derailed by the cops.
But wait, don't we have to work with the police to stop the killer?
Eventually, yes, but I know the cops in this town. The only way we'll get those boneheads on our side is if we give them the Soothsayer on a silver platter. There can't be a shred of doubt. And after everything that went down with Lucas, the odds aren't in our favor.
I suppose so. We better stick with the case then.
Just some guy on a break. I shouldn't bother him. Useful for heavy lifting. I don't need to do anything with that. This city of ours is oblivious and indifferent to what happened here. That must be the spot. I don't remember the actual impact. No trace of the gun in this area. I should keep looking. I really lost control there, didn't I? Nope, no gun here. Bingo, I can see something shiny down there. How to get it up, though? Just some guy on... In real life, that's just some random industrial building. No need to go in there. I don't see any locks there. The drain is much too deep for the scissors to be of any use. I need to come up with some way to extract the gun from the drain. Maybe I can get creative somehow. Good thing I still had my spare key. Looks like the cops haven't been here yet, so I better work quickly before they get a warrant and ransack the place. Guess that Hawaii retirement isn't happening, Lucas. No way. I can't stand that stupid clicking sound. Just some old case files. I don't need to bother with these. Looks like Lucas has plotted out all the Soothsayer murders here on a map. I don't see any obvious pattern. Just some old news coverage of a big case Lucas... Pretty standard literature in the PI biz. I have copies of most of these back in my office. All right, so this is what Lucas was up to this month. Hopefully I can find some useful clues in here. Just a blank date, nothing special about it. This must be that thing Lucas mentioned about digging up dirt on the mayor. Shouldn't be relevant to me right now. Just a blank date. Jackson is Lucas's youngest son. Must be his birthday that day. I remember this JK person from when I worked here. They're a police informant. I don't know their real identity, though. Probably worth trying to learn more about them. Looks like Lucas had a meeting with JK here on the 18th. That's a few days before he approached me about the Soothsayer. JK deliver here on the 25th. Was Lucas waiting for a delivery from the informant when he died? This must be that thing Lucas mentioned. Dog watching, huh? For whom, I wonder? That's the day when Lucas came to me to ask to team up. I wish I'd taken him up on it. Looks like some meeting related to Lucas's ex-wife. I doubt that's relevant to me. Dog watching, huh? That was the night when he died. JK deliver here on the 25th. Was Lucas... Weird note. Some sort of reminder? Very cryptic. Knowing Lucas, this is some sort of reminder. That list of locations is interesting. I'm only familiar with the park. I wouldn't know what places the others are referring to. Standard KPD radio manual. Lucas probably used this to decipher police communications. The Longhorn Boys, Lucas and his sons. This photo must be several decades old. Now, I've got my own. Lucas's address book. I can cross-reference it with my notes. I don't need to look that up. I don't need to look. I don't need to What if I could, but I don't have a name to search for? I don't need to look. Worth a shot, but no, nothing. Nothing new, just her Onyx Row address, which I already have. Still just the initials, but a number for JK is listed here. I should give them a call. Looks like Lucas received a few messages on this pager recently. I believe this model can only display numbers.
You have reached a numeric pager system. Please enter up to 12 digits and end your message with the pound key.
Oh yeah, now I remember. Lucas used some kind of secret pager code to arrange meetings with his informants. I shouldn't try to leave any messages here until I'm sure I've cracked the code. Hopefully some of the clues here on the desk can help. Alright, I think that's everything. I'll gather up all the clues and see if I can make any sense of them. Alright, so I know that Lucas used some sort of pager code to set up meetings with his informants, including JK. My objective should be to crack the code and then send a message to JK, posing as Lucas. All of the coded messages seem to begin with 1011. I should start by figuring out what those numbers mean. No, I don't think that's correct. I guess that technically fits, but I somehow doubt the entire correspondence is dog-related. I should look for other interpretations. These all share the 1011 prefix. I should start by figuring out what that means. Oh, yeah! 10 and 11 match the positions for J and K in the alphabet. That can't be a coincidence. The same letter mapping doesn't seem to be applicable to the rest of the messages, though. The second part must be encoded differently then. First, there's a simple initial prefix to determine the sender, and then some other representation of the message itself. I should try to craft a message for JK now, requesting a meeting in person. I'll set a goal to arrange a meeting at 2 p.m. in the park, but I'll probably need to send multiple messages to convey that. Yes, 1212 would represent LL, Lucas's initials, in the same way that 1011 corresponds to JK. I'm not sure about the rest of the message, though. Yes, 1212 would represent LL, Lucas's initials, in the same way that 1011 corresponds to J. Oh, I recognize this number. It's Lucas's ex-wife. Probably not relevant in this situation. Looks like most of these incoming messages start with 10. Coincidence or pattern? 3333, huh. That's different from the other incoming messages. I'm not sure what it means. Looks like most... Yes. Yes. 12... Yes. 1025 should convey that I want to arrange a meeting in person. I'll send that to JK's pager and see if I can get a response. Got a response. 10-4. That must mean acknowledged. Another one. 10-20,000. Not sure what to make of that one, but I have a feeling that they want me to respond. Yes, that should work. If the list on the post-it is correct, I think that this is the way to tell them that I'd like to meet at the park. Good. Another acknowledgement. And a query once again, it looks like. If we've settled on the park as a location, what's this now? 3 zeros again. So this must be another query? Yes, 1212 would represent LL. Luke. Yes, that should be the correct time, but how would they know if it's AM or PM? Military notation is probably a safer bet, like Lucas's notes in the calendar. Yes, that should work. $10.76. IE en route. Perfect. I should head to the park and try to find JK. Pollution galore. Go for a swim, and you're liable to grow another limb. No. I can smell that thing from here. This city. I loathe it. But where else would I be? I guess sometimes we all prefer a comfortable, familiar hate rather than facing the unknown. Hey there. Are you JK?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You have reached a numeric pager system. Please enter up to 12 digits and end your message with the pound key.
Let's cut the charade. I heard that thing beep in your pocket. You're JK.
That's so. Who am I talking to?
I'm Kathy. Lucas couldn't be here. He sent me on his behalf.
No, he didn't. We both know he's dead.
All right. I guess you caught me. Why'd you even come if you knew I wasn't him?
Wouldn't you? Part of me wanted to believe the poor bastard faked his own death.
I wish. I was there when he died. A suspect, killed him, and I nearly caught her.
She? It wasn't Andrea Hall, was it?
No, at least, I don't think so. This woman used the name Faith Cyrene. Who is Andrea Hall?
A senior at KCU. Lucas asked me to trace a motorcycle for him and...
And what?
No. Damn it. I've already said too much. We shouldn't be discussing this.
Look, the damage is done. You already gave me a name. If I wanted to rat you out to the chief or whatever, I could.
Oh, honey. I'm not trying to protect myself. I'm looking out for you.
Me? You don't even know me. Why do you care?
Because Lucas did. He stood up for me when no one else would. I owe that man a great deal.
If anything, he'd want me to solve the case and destroy that harpy for what she did to him.
No, I don't think so. He loved you like a daughter. You know that, right?
Fuck off. Don't tell me that. Don't you think I feel bad enough already?
That's what grief is supposed to feel like, hon. You're in a bad way, and I won't help you get yourself killed. Now go on. Get out of here.
This lady can go to hell. She doesn't know Lucas. She doesn't know shit. At least I got a lead out of this. Andrea Hall, whoever she is. Guess it's time to head over to the university. Andrea Hall is a college student at KCU, and likely somehow tied to the Soothsayer case. Lucas's informant mentioned her name in relation to tracing a motorcycle for him.
Come in. Yeah.
Hey there. I'm looking for Andrea.
Is this your idea of a joke?
No? Why do you say that?
You don't recognize me, do you?
Oh, wait. You came to my office a couple weeks ago, didn't you?
Uh-huh. I needed your help with my missing roommate. You can probably guess her name.
Oh. Small world, eh?
Better late than never. I still can't pay your greedy PI fees, though, so you might as well fuck off again.
Sorry about that, but I'm running a business. Another case led me here. I'm not looking to get paid. I just need a few moments of your time, if that's okay.
Figures. Well, fine. Come in then.
Thanks. What's your name again?
Rebecca Dawson.
All right. I'm Kathy, but I guess you know that.
I do. Let's talk.
What do you know about the Soothsayer?
Just what's been reported in the media. So far, I haven't read anything that would connect the case to Andrea, so I've tried not to obsess about it.
What do you know about Deborah Sinclair?
No more than what's in the papers. That goes for the other victims, too.
What do you know about scrying mirrors?
Hardly anything, beyond the obvious connection to the Soothsayer.
Are you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
Never heard of it.
Do you know the Azure Sky Motel?
No, I don't know that place.
Have you ever heard of a drug called Pyre?
No, I'm not a drug user.
Does the name Rachel Wang mean anything to you?
No, that's no one I know.
Do you know who Tabitha Caldwell is?
No, I don't know her.
I don't want to. Do you recognize the name Corey Finnegan? He also goes by the moniker FaZe.
Afraid not. I don't know that guy.
I'm trying to find a park ranger named Victor Cooper. Do you know him?
No, I'm not much for the outdoors.
Do you know a Faith Cyrene? She's supposed to have some form of facial scars.
Nope, I'd remember a person like that.
This might be a random question, but Andrea didn't have any facial scars, did she?
No, not any obvious ones at least. Why?
Oh, nothing. Just a wild idea. Can you tell me about Andrea's disappearance?
Sure. Basically, she took off on her motorcycle one night and never came back. Didn't say where she was going or why.
She was a biker, huh? What kind of motorcycle are we talking about?
Well, it was black, pretty big, looked kind of sporty. I think she said it was imported from Japan.
Got it, yeah. I happened to see one just like it a few days ago. Please, continue.
Yeah, so, at first, I wasn't worried about Andrea. Suddenly leaving for a day or two wasn't unusual for her. After a week, though, I felt that I had to file a missing persons report. Total waste of time, that was.
I can relate. Cassidy cops aren't a reliable bunch. And then you reached out to me?
Yes. Tried every PI in town. Maybe I was naive to think I could afford any of them, but I felt I had to do something. That plan obviously didn't pan out either. Weeks passed, and after a certain point, I had to let things go. There was only so much I could do.
How long has Andrea been missing?
About a month, I think.
Wait, so she disappeared around the end of April?
Sounds about right. Why?
That's when they found Jane Doe, one of the Soothsayer victims.
Oh, yeah, I read about that, but the age is wrong. Andrea's 22, and the paper said 18.
Rebecca, there's a margin of error. The later paper said early 20s.
Oh, no. How could I be so blind? It's her. It's gotta be her.
We don't know that for sure, but yeah, things don't look great. Andrea is not a local, is she?
Far from it. She came from Australia.
That would explain the lack of dental records, too.
Fuck. We need to tell the cops all of this, don't we?
We do, but let me handle that, okay? I have more evidence to share with them.
Okay. God damn it, Andrea.
What happened when you filed that police report?
Well, they didn't take me seriously at all. I told them the truth about Andrea, and they immediately dismissed her as voluntarily missing, like she was some stupid teen runaway. They never even bothered to come and look at her stuff.
So Andrea has had a tendency to disappear from time to time?
Yeah. She's been known to hang out in some sketchy circles. People who like to party hard, if you know what I mean.
Ah, drugs were involved?
Yes, all kinds.
Who were those sketchy people then? Got any names?
No, I didn't want anything to do with that crowd.
What was Andrea like?
She was brilliant. A born engineer, obsessed with technology, computers, and tinkering with all of her little gadgets. But she wasn't weird or awkward like so many smart people are, you know? She understood people. She could explain the most complicated things so anyone could understand.
Sounds like a woman with a bright future ahead of her. I have a feeling it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, though.
No, she had a self-destructive side, too. I think she saw herself as a thing to push to the limit, just like her machines.
Okay, can you elaborate?
Well, she didn't care much for her health. It felt almost like she found it insulting to be limited by a human body, with all of its inconveniences. Experimenting with drugs was a part of that, I think.
I see. So, Andrea had a drug problem, did she?
She used drugs, yes. She wouldn't call it a problem, though. She'd say she was in full control, and that narcotics were tools like any other, or instruments to improve performance and expand the mind.
And do you agree with that?
For a superwoman like Andrea? Maybe. She seemed to have a handle on it. But I mean, she had a whole circle of junkie friends, and I have no idea what messed up things they were doing off campus.
And you don't know anything about these junkie friends of hers?
No. I tried to keep a healthy distance from those people.
If you know so little about them, how do you know they were even junkies?
Trust me. I grew up in Cassidy. I've seen meth heads on the street since kindergarten.
Yeah, point taken. I know this is difficult, but we need to talk about the possibility of Jane Doe being Andrea.
Such a horrible way to go. I wish I had anything useful to say about it.
So nothing you know about the murder connects in any way to Andrea or her habits?
I don't think so. Sure, she went to Constance Hill from time to time, but so does every other college kid, right?
I guess so, yeah. So you're not aware of anyone in particular that she'd hang out with there?
No one comes to mind. Sorry.
Have you ever seen the guy from this brochure before?
Nope. I would have remembered him.
I don't want to show that. I don't want to. I don't want to show. I don't want. I don't. I don't want. I don't want. I should go examine the computer before I start asking about it. That's all for now, thanks. Mind if I have a look at some of Andrea's things?
Go ahead. I'll take care of some homework.
Looks like Rebecca is getting ready for the summer break. So tidy. Reminds me of Eileen, despite Rebecca being the polar opposite of her in nearly every other respect. Various items for studies, such as empty notebooks and binders. That's quite badass, I have to say. I could see myself wearing that. University textbooks. These look to be mostly related to the humanities. Half-decent zombie movie. I forced E to watch it. Good times. Some indie art house movie. That's pretty new, I think. For a goth, it's always Halloween. Handy for some tunes outside, I'd imagine. Huh. Makes me think of the Black Hats, the outlaw bikers I met a few years ago. Clothes and motorcycle accessories. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. What a mess. There are lots of entangled cables of different types and sizes. If I knew what I was looking for, I might be able to dig up something useful from here. Andrea's CD collection. There are a lot of records by Sunbeat, Route 6, and Perplex. Reggae music, based on the covers and song titles. University textbooks. Technical for the most part. There's a spool of metal wire here. I could probably find a good use for that. Looks like Andrea was taking something apart here. A hard drive, I think. I hear magnets like these are quite strong for their size. Might come in handy. Got it. Zodkill, a classic. I could go for a monster movie and some popcorn right about now. Might help me forget about the monsters in the real world. Various gadgets, gizmos, and doohickeys. Yes, I've been known to take science classes. Damn, impressive setup. Andrea must be a hi-fi aficionado. Looks like some Rastafari thing. I suppose Andrea was into that stuff. Remind Mom to clean Dreddy's terrarium. Maybe Andrea has some kind of pet reptile back with her folks? Just your average schedule. Nothing but classes and school events noted here. This looks like some serious encryption. I better head back to the office and see what I can learn about that.